Okay, so on to the breakdown by each sender. So we've got two tables here. This one at the top is all reacts, and this one at the bottom is likes, or that's what we've come to call the cry laugh emoji. So I won't spend too much time on this top one. Kind of most of these points that apply for the top one also apply for the bottom one, and that's the ones that we're really interested in, to be honest. So this is ordered by total messages. I'm in first, got Nad second, Jimmo, Frank, George, Lexi, Buzzer, Tom, Robbo, Pounder, Spank, Seb, Liban, and then Snowy at the bottom. So for these four guys, there's not really enough data to make any kind of meaningful conclusions, so they kind of left out a lot of this analysis. Just a reminder as well that these messages, this is just over that nearly 2 year data set. It's not in total at all. If you guys might remember that back in the day, some of the older analysis, they showed that Nads was on top, and I think it was around year 2020 I started to pull ahead. Frank was definitely a lot lower previous to these last few years as well. And Spanker's dropped down a lot in that time as well. Just a few things to pull out about this one. I am giving more than twice as many reacts as the next highest, which is Jimmo, which is pretty insane. I need to stop that. I spent too much time on this chat. And the other thing that I found surprising is, apart from the fact that Spenko has actually messaged less than once per day. Look at that. 615 days, 612 reacts, or 612 messages. Sorry, that's insane. And his ratio, he actually is the only person here who reacts more than he sends a message. So honestly, Spenko, pull your finger out, talk to the boys seriously. I think that's all that's interesting for this one. So let's go down to here. Cool. So moving on to the likes table. I'm going to go through these one by one. So we'll look at the likes received per message sent. Or actually, sorry, we'll look at the likes received first. So basically just tracks with total messages. Nad's a bit of an outlier there. Second on messages sent, and fourth on likes received. So likes received per messages sent. Spenko number one, he's the most efficient. The tactic of not sending many messages is working out for him here. Then we've got Rob and Tom. They both have a good amount of messages and a solid ratio there. They're getting bang for their buck, basically. In the middle pack, we've got Frank, Jimmo, George, all pretty solid ratios. Then Lexi, Pounder, Buzzer, and then me and Naj at the bottom there. We've sent a lot of messages, so I think that's thrown our ratios off. On two likes given. So my ratio isn't quite as high. I was 2-1 for all reacts to Jimmo, but it's less than that here. I guess I'm sending a lot of non-like emojis as well. Yeah, still far too many for me though. Then we've got Jimmo, Tom, George all sending a lot. Robbo, Pound of Frank, the middle of the pack. Spenko sending a respectable amount considering that he barely sends any messages. And then Naj, Buzzer, Lexi, Stingy boys send more likes. Onto the likes given per message sent. So here we're kind of using messages like total messages sent as like a rough kind of guide of how much you're on the chat. So Spenko is absolutely dominating here, absolutely insane. Pound is still pretty high as well. This is lurker behavior, so you guys are liking and not sending messages. You need to create content as well as reacting to it, please. Got Nudge dead last. Sent a lot of messages and he's not giving out a lot of likes. That explains that. Tom and Robbo pretty generous in likes. Maybe that explains why they've got a high likes received per message sent. Spreading the goodwill and getting it back. That might be why. So this kind of roughly tracks with likes received per messages sent. If you can see, the outliers here are Pounder and me. See where it goes lighter than the ones around it. Not receiving many likes relative to how many we send per message sent. Don't have a reason for that. Then finally, ratio of received to given. Naj absolutely crushing it here. Receiving a lot for how many he gives because he's very stingy, along with his stingy friends, Lexi and Buzzer. Frank, surprisingly, I feel like he thought he would have given quite a few, but apparently not. And yeah, basically the inverse of the previous table. There we go. I think that's all that's interesting from that.